traveling out of the US just to find a wife. I was watching a podcast the other day and it went on to explain why men are traveling out of the States to find a wife. To sum it all up, they say that women from other countries are well educated, classy, elegant, very feminine, and they understand how to give and take in relationships, instead of being demanding, entitled, and ungrateful for things that men do for them. And I'm not saying all, but some women in America have grown so entitled and demanding. Basically, they think that they can treat a man however they want and they can get away with it. Treat a man poorly, and then they criticize their looks when they're not in the best shape themselves. Agree or disagree all you want, but men do like feminine women. They like when women behave feminine, and they like when women take care of themselves. Want a good man, but they're tired of our BS. So much, in fact, that they're traveling overseas just to find a wife that respects them.
Yo, what's up, guys? Back again with another video for the Passport Bros. First and foremost, please hit that like, comment, subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate it very, very dearly. Now, today we have this woman here supporting the Passport Bros and speaking up for us in how she agrees. And it makes sense for the Passport Brothers, the Passport Bros, the Passport Gentlemen, Blue Book Gentlemen to go overseas to date foreign women instead of Western women. She's saying how she agrees because a lot of women today, a lot of Western women's the strong and independence are delusional, ungrateful, disrespectful, usually show a lack of care, a lack of empathy, lack of sympathy, lack of femininity. All the trees, all the T's with all the degrees, and men are fed up, done, exhausted over all the disrespect, the lack of respect, the demonization, the crucifixion, the criminalization, the brutalization of their character, their image, their likeness, their mentality, everything. The men are absolutely done. For a man, especially a group of men from a first world country who are some of the most powerful men in the whole world, arguably, for them to literally pick up shop, leave a whole first world country where they're literally getting benefits, first world benefits, first world rights. Quick break, guys. I just wanted to introduce to you the free money making guide to become a passport bro and sustain your lifestyle overseas. How to make money as a passport bro working remotely. Get your guide now. Join the community. First world business opportunities, finances, all that and more. And say they want to relocate, move, travel, visit another country because they're not seeing the results, the treatment, the respect, the love, the care in which they feel they deserve. They're not getting that here in the West, so they're going overseas in order to find better results, find a woman that is traditional, feminine, fit, friendly, nice, a woman that's genuinely nice, because they're saying that it's hard, some men say even impossible, to find a woman like that here in the States. This is what the men are saying. We're listening to the men. We've asked them. This is what they've said. This is what they've responded with. They said it's hard dating out here. A lot of these women are 304s, spreading their legs like the letter Y, in and out through the door, a different dude every day. They're delusional. They don't want to listen. They're disrespectful. They're showing everything on Instagram, all these different platforms. And the men are done. They are absolutely done. And what I'm starting to see now is a trend of women actually supporting the passport bros. Even though there are those haters, absolutely. You know them haters gonna hate. Haters, see you later. But it's not all hate. There's a lot of women that support the passport bro movement, the women that were raised right, that have morals, values, discipline, had daddy in the home growing up. Usually those are the type of women that agree and understand the whole motive behind the passport bro movement, because they themselves understand and respect family, the idea, the structure of the family, how the man is the head of the household, the woman supports the man is the leader. And with this dynamic, everything will be strong. We have a strong foundation for which we can raise children, build a future together, and live a life of happiness and satisfaction. A lot of these women understand that, but the large majority still don't. And men are not going to stick around and try to help you understand or educate you. Listen, we're not wasting our time. We're not wasting our resources. We're not going to continue to keep telling you the same message that you yourself, a lot of these Western women's, want to ignore, disregard, denounce, minimize, as if your voice or how you feel does not matter. And frankly, they just don't care. They don't care about how you men feel, which partly is the reason why they're treating you so poorly. So if they don't care about how you feel, why should you care to even entertain them, interact with them, date them, marry them, communicate with them? Why should you care? One thing about Western women is they have a great way of showing how much they don't care. Through their actions, their mentality, the way they speak, the way they dress, they just have a lack of care in general. Obviously, it's not all the Western women. Yeah, some women. See, I don't even understand why people always say the some women this, some women that. It's like, yes, there are some women, the ones who are the bad ones. There are some women, they're ones who are the good ones. But just because it's not all women doesn't mean it's still not an issue that should be taken into consideration, an issue that should be addressed. Because when they say, oh, it's only some women, but it's not all women, it's some women that like that, it's not all women though. That's their way of trying to minimize the issue, avoid the issue, trying to silence the problem in general in order to make it seem as if it's not an issue at all. Or to escape any type of accountability because, oh, well, since it's not all women, then that means it's not that big of a deal. Which, it doesn't even matter if it's all women. It never has to be all women. It never has to be all of everybody for somebody to consider a group of people a certain way. You might say, oh, well, that's generalizing. That's how the world works. If you meet a certain group of people or a certain amount of people from a certain group and they tend to have a certain tendencies that you see, or patterns of thinking, behavior, or outlook in general, you yourself are also going to start to generalize this group of people as XYZ. That's just the natural way of thinking, because that's just the reality of it. That is basically how your brain protects you from going down the same route with the same people and making the same mistakes. You're gathering data and you're making conclusions and statements off of that data. But this is real life experiences that we're talking about. This isn't just data, oh, we in a lab, oh, we putting chemicals together, we just making calculations for calculations. No, this is real life. These are real men with real life dating experiences, speaking on women that they've really dealt with, dated with, communicated with, slept with, whatever. These men have been the field testers, the ones who've actually gone out into the field, tested, they've ran their studies, they've come up with results, and they've come back with all this data that now they can make their informed conclusion or inferences on this data. And at the end of the day, the men have come to the conclusion that the West is not good for you as a man. Here in the States, it's just not very realistic for you to have a very healthy relationship long term, because there's so many influences from everywhere that constantly are distracting people all day, every day, influencing people all day, every day, in every which way, and trying their best to lead you down a path of toxicity and delusion. And that's not healthy in a relationship. And men are done with that. Men want healthy, long-term, long-lasting relationships, and that's the reason why they're going overseas. Because we're seeing success from other men doing the same thing, and they're finding results, rather good results. A lot of men that go overseas to these other countries to find foreign women, they're building families, they're getting married, they're staying together. I know a lot of stories from a lot of different men who've told me they've been together with their wife, their foreign wife, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, still to this very day. And they speak so highly of their wife. When they speak of their wife, oh, she's amazing, she does everything for me, she cooks, she cleans, she's such a great mother, she's great with the kids, her family loves me, she's such a good stay-at-home mom, she's so respectful, she's loving, she takes care of me, she treats me better than my mom did. Like, there's so many positives that men have experienced dealing with foreign women that unfortunately they can't really say the same from their dealings of, with Western women. I wish that wasn't the case, but that is what the men are saying. Think about the stories that you've heard from your friends, your family, your brothers, your uncles, your fathers, about the women that they've dealt with here in the West versus the stories and the experiences that men have told you about from their dealings with women from foreign countries, from other countries, and just compare the experiences. Which experiences tend to be more negative, and from what side? And from that alone, you can make your own conclusions. So with that being said, guys, continue to get your passports, continue to book your flights, continue to fly high in them skies. If it ain't foreign, it's boring. If it ain't foreign, I'm ignoring. Passport Bros, we up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, guys.